Giving a dog a medication is not exerting yourself. Giving a dog a medication is not exerting yourself. Giving a dog medication is not exerting yourself. Giving a dog medication is not exerting yourself.
I said she's not fucking disabled, Destiny. You're a fucking retard.
You guys just came in here and told me that there's a plethora of dog medications that will cause a woman to fucking rocket launch her out her fucking fetuses if she even comes in from my contact with it.
No. I never said what happens if you fucking touch the medicine.
She's had a miscarriage in 2020. It is not irrational for her and her particular medical history to be extra paranoid about anything, considering she loves
her having a miscarriage has nothing to do with whether or not she can take a fucking Uber.
What would be the medication? Are you a fucking retard? If you lose a child, yeah, you become extra paranoid about everything.
Hillary being pregnant is the cornerstone of what makes that clip so deplorable. Even if she's minor family. Wait, hold on. No. What was her original statement? I'm saying this involves a woman who is 8 months pregnant and experiencing a high-risk pregnancy. This situation clearly stems from the fact of her being pregnant. You don't know that? How the fuck can you know that? How do people think they can know so much on a 3-minute clip? You have no idea. We don't even know why they're fighting. Every pregnant woman that I've known, maybe in the Midwest, maybe the women are just different. I don't know, okay? Now, if you can take a week or two or a month off before delivery, that's awesome if you have the ability to. But every pregnant woman I've known worked basically up until the day they delivered or up until a few days before they delivered, and they were fine, right? Sometimes, like, their ankles will, like, get bloated, or their feet will get sore, or they can get, like, moody, but that's just the women I know. Now, I'm not saying that, like, that is the best thing in the world or should always be like that, but like, the thing that I worry about is your statement. I understand a lot of people just don't know anything about pregnant women. 60 days before pregnancy, a woman is not bedridden for 60 days. That's insane. But then you also have things where it's like people are like, a woman can't drink a single piece of alcohol whatsoever during pregnancy, or she's gonna have fetal alcohol syndrome. That's not true either. Pretty sure a woman, careful with what, but I'm pretty sure a woman can drink like a glass of wine a week and be fine. The baby's not gonna get fucking alcohol poisoning. But like, yeah, the weird treatment of like pregnant. Also, you guys are saying shit like this. This also doesn't make sense either, okay? You're saying that like, there's no possible way that she could have walked the dog, right? Because she's pregnant. She couldn't have walked the dog because she's pregnant, okay? But she wanted to go grocery shopping. Like, wouldn't that be harder? What?
Sorry. Look, I'm getting so triggered listening to this. So it's not about her walking the dogs necessarily. It is about the medication. So he's talking about put some gloves on, right? In that video, in that 3-minute video that like, and let me just preface this and say, I'm only going based off of that 3 minutes. I'm not going to bring in anything else in here, right? But he is talking about putting gloves on and walking the dogs. There, part of that is that he wanted her to give medicines to the dogs. And she, for some pregnant women, medications for pets can be toxic to their pregnancy.
Isn't that what the point of putting the gloves on?
Yeah, but it is reasonable that he is sitting there. He is smoking a cigar. He seems to be okay, able-bodied. It seems reasonable to me, that maybe she doesn't want to do that.
Okay, but do we know what their agreement is for who does what in the house?
I mean, yeah, we don't. You're right.
Then why would we assume that, like, he's clearly in the wrong?
It is a high-risk pregnancy.
What is the... hold on. Whoa, don't... You're jumping topics. What is the added risk if she gives the dogs medicine with gloves on?
So I don't know about specifically with the gloves on, but there is reasonable, there's reasonable worry for her, right?
Is there? When we don't even know what the drugs are.
They write articles and stuff about this for pregnant women, about which medications you should be aware of and all of that. And again, she is also at 8 months by that point, and she is also carrying twins. And Steven Crowder himself, by that point, has also mentioned that it is a high-risk pregnancy.
Okay, so hold on. You're saying so many random things. Hold on. So one, we don't know anything about the medication. Okay, it might not even be a risk to her, but if it is, she could put on gloves. She never mentions in the video, "I don't want to do it because it's toxic. I don't want to." I don't think she ever says that, does she? This is something you're completely.
She doesn't say it.
Okay, so that's something completely better. Number two, if it's so high risk and she can't do any of these things, why is she offering to go grocery shopping?
Well, why isn't he offering to drive her? Like, why isn't he saying, okay, babe, like, yeah, I understand that you need, you want to go out. How about
hold on.
I
Didn't
drive
he
you?
say, he said he would go grocery shopping. Didn't he say that?
because he felt like that she was not going to do that, and she offered to do that.
Hold on, you're trying to have like 3 different stories going at the same time, right? I'm asking. Here's the first question. Resolve this for me, okay?
Okay.
Why would she be? Why is it impossible to walk the dog, but she can go grocery shopping?
I don't think it's impossible to walk the dog, but just like they recommend pregnant women to not mess with cat litter and things like that, I imagine that maybe it's something similar to that. I could be wrong.
Okay, so she's 8 months pregnant, and has this been an issue for the entire pregnancy? You're telling me that she's had like toxic exposure to dog-related stuff? I don't know how that relates to kitty litter.
She is worried. She is worried about it having toxic exposure to the medications that those pets those pets have to take.
You acknowledge that like everything you're saying could be true, but it's completely fantastical right now. Like none of this is. We have no evidence for literally anything you're saying. It could be true, but you have no evidence for any of this. You're just completely.
So yeah.
Okay, then why not just wait for more info to come out before being like, oh my god, like he's trying to toxify their pregnancy?
No, I'm not saying that he's trying to toxify their pregnancy. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that it is reasonable that she's worried about being able to do that, being able to administer whatever medications to those dogs and
with gloves on? Okay, can you tell me then, because I'm ignorant. Okay, I'm ignorant.
Reasonable.
Can you tell me which doggy drugs in the United States are so lethal to pregnancies that they permeate latex gloves and cause like pregnancy complications?
I honestly don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know enough that they do write articles about like what medications for people to stay away from when they're pregnant.
Why not just be the fact that you're married to someone and it's like, hey, pregnant people shouldn't touch this. Okay, cool, I'll do it. Instead of, no, put on the gloves and you do it. It's like, no, it's your dog too, dude. You do it.
I don't know that. None of you know that though.
No. You do know there are tons of medicines that.
No. Hold on. You don't even know if it's both of their dogs. It
doesn't matter. Why not just your partners? Why don't you just do it? You're pregnant. It's your woman. Yeah. Hold on. It's your woman carrying your fucking child. How about you step up for 2 seconds?
You don't know if he stepped up or not. You have no idea what their relationship is like.
Okay. I'm sorry, but he is there. He is chilling. He is having a cigar.
He's chilling after what? What if he just traveled back from filming like 15 shows? Of course you don't give a fuck because you're treating the woman like a retarded fucking child. That's fine then. Oh my god.
It takes 2 seconds to give a dog a pill.
When a woman is pregnant, she is pregnant 24/7, especially when it's a high-risk pregnancy. You do not get a fucking break from being pregnant.
Then why does she want to go grocery shopping?
He may have come back from a 9-hour shift at work or whatever the fuck, but you know what? The least he can do when she is a high-risk pregnancy at 8 fucking months is go and administer that fucking medicine.
Then why does she want to go grocery shopping if it's such a high-risk pregnancy?
Because he's giving her a fucking hard time about it. Do you see
your answer doesn't make any sense there.
What? The end of the fucking video? That is a classic sign of abuse. She's apologizing, and she's not apologizing. She's saying, I love you, over and over again.
That's not a sign of abuse. That could be a sign of a...
It is a sign of a victim, yes.
Okay. It's not. That can be...
Yes, she's trying to placate him.
Gotcha.
She is trying to de-escalate.
Okay. It's just not... you don't know that without more context, but... What else? Anything else?
I think I wanted to also bring up that I know that you are kind of following this line where it looks like Candace kind of made a jab first and then Steven made a jab back. But if I look at it from just the perspective of Steven Crowder and his soon-to-be ex-wife, the only person who said the word divorce publicly was Steven Crowder, right? And that what he said about that divorce publicly was that she was the one who initiated the divorce. And that may be the case, right? That may very well be the case. But I think it may be reasonable as well, or not reasonable, but it's understandable why maybe she went or her family decided to leak this to this reporter because he had hired an attorney like a month prior, right? And I'm not saying that necessarily means...
You need to explain that. You need to explain...
Let me finish what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because he hired a divorce attorney that he was initiating the divorce first. But I think it is reasonable because he's the first one who spoke about it publicly that not reasonable. It is understandable that because he's the first one who spoke about it publicly, that maybe she wanted to leak this to correct the record.
Okay. You're in favor of him leaking almost everything then, coming forward, right? When he said now he's going to start leaking a whole bunch of stuff relating to the relationship?
I mean, I think it's shitty, but, you know, I guess it is what it is. I don't think it'll make him look much better.
Oh, probably not for you, because I don't think anything could at this point. Do you think that, what was the initial thing that he leaked about the divorce?
Well, initially he said that he didn't want the divorce, right? That she was the one she was the only one who wanted it, right? And,
okay,
and
when was the first time he spoke about this?
When he was responding to Candace Owens, he was like basically suggesting that she was giving him veiled threats.
Okay, when did this divorce happen? Wasn't it 2 years ago? Or when was the divorce actually filed?
They're still in the process of it. I believe, I don't know the exact dates. I think it was like August of 2021, maybe.
Okay, so the divorce has been for 2 years. It seems like he didn't leak anything until Candace Owens goes on stream and she starts saying things like, anybody that knows that Crowder has a ton of bad things going on in the background.
Yeah, no,
and blah, blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
not disputing that. I'm not disputing that Candace is like manipulative and like opportunistic, right? I'm not disputing that at all. But
so if Crowder did genuinely feel like, and I don't know this, but if Crowder genuinely did feel like she's essentially threatening to pop him on this divorce stuff, that she's just going to go out with it, I don't think it's that unreasonable or crazy for him to go public with some things. Now, if his wife feels like he's releasing something that's not reflective of what actually happened, that she didn't want to initiate the divorce, whatever, she's welcome to correct the record. But she escalated hardcore. She didn't just come out and say, like, Crowder came out, or Steven came out and said that we were getting a divorce because of me. I just want you to know it was actually because of irreconcilable differences, and I contend that there was issues in our marriage that can't remember something, right? She started leaking videos, and now people are claiming, like, some crazy amount of abuse. It was like a big escalation. Like, there's an edited video now on a website that has a whole bunch of stuff about the Daily Wire on it.
And, you know, and it's not even necessarily like her, it is her, I think it's her family, right? But yeah, sure, I can agree with you on that.
Okay. I believe there was also a court agreement that says that they weren't supposed to talk about this publicly as well. No?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did not, from her attorney, she requested that they not talk about it publicly.
Okay.
And I guess, yeah, in her eyes, it may look like he was the first one to speak about it publicly.
Gotcha. What do you want, Lycan?
I don't know, just jumping in, helping out.
Well, how's life going, buddy?
Oh, it's been a minute. How you doing?
You know, just doing.
I just think, you know, if your pregnant wife, you know, it's a medicine that she can't handle, and you're like, well, yeah, put gloves on. It's like, no, dude, just take 2 seconds and help it out.
Okay.
I think also that if he
hold on. I got okay. The reason why I don't like these statements when we don't know the current delineation of chores is that here is like a potential thing. It might be the case that they've split their house chores in a certain way where Crowder does some things and she does other things, okay? If now I don't know, and guess what? Neither do you, because none of you have any fucking idea. But if it is the case that he's taking care of everything that he's gotten to do, right? He's made all the money for the household, he mowed the lawn, he did everything, and now he comes inside and he wants to have a cigarette. What if that dog is a dog that he didn't even fucking want? What if it's a dog that she wanted? What if it's a family dog? She's like, this is my dog, I'm gonna rate it, and Crowder's like, okay, fuck it, whatever. You can have it, just make sure that you take care of it, whatever. And now she's like, oh, also, I need you to give the dog the medication after he's already done everything else. You don't think that you could see him being a little bit irritated there? You're like, oh no, he should just step up and do 100% of the chores?
I never said 100% of the chores.
Well, but then you don't know, though. You don't know what percentage is it.
No. Well, I think it is a little absurd to be like, go put latex gloves on and take care of the dog. I think it is one of those things like, hey, you know what? Even if it's like your dog, it's about caring for your partner and helping out.
You don't think that isn't it easier to give the dog the medication than to go grocery shopping?
It sure is. Was the argument about whether or not, well, okay, I'll give the dog the medication, but you know, you got to go grocery shopping? Like, it's not about the easiness of it. It's like, hey, I'm just uncomfortable. And then we talk about like how irrational people are when it comes to comfort, and the matter of fact, like, hey, as long as you have latex gloves on and there's like no powder being sprayed when you open the fucking bottle and you fucking pour it into your hand, you should be fine. It's like, hey, I just don't want to handle the medicine, period. I am carrying our babies. So the husband can easily go, okay, cool, that's fine, I'll take care of it. It's a 2-second job, and the fact to fight over it just because matter-of-factly this, that, and the other seems really kind of absurd.
What if it's been months of her not doing anything related to the dog and she was supposed to?
I still don't think it justifies his behavior towards her in that video.
It's not about justifying. You should never be mean to your partner, but it's entirely possible that she's being a piece of shit too. We just don't know. Is that possible? Are either of you willing to commit?
Yeah, she could definitely be being a piece of shit, 100%.
Okay, but if she's being a piece of shit and he's being a piece of shit, that's a lot different than just him being a piece of shit, isn't it?
No, you know what, 100%. But again, in that video, if we're looking at that video, and I know, plenty of things can be going on in that marriage outside of that video, but just from that video, it looks like he is being a massive prick in that video, and I don't see any way, anything that could have happened a few minutes before that could have possibly justified for him to say,
from when this video was taken, they're literally weeks away from hiring divorce attorneys. Their relationship is clearly fucked at this point. It's not like everything is all fucking sunshine and rainbows. They're basically already out the door.
I don't have any problem with him hiring an attorney. You want to protect your assets. And
no,
all
but
that
I'm
shit.
just saying, the relationship is super fine. He wouldn't even do this one thing for his wife. They're probably, my guess is, especially because they're both conservatives and they've got children, they've probably been fighting for years. Right?
Yeah, probably.
And now you're showing me a video that's got huge fucking jump cuts in it and shit. We're missing 40 seconds out of the video. And you're like, oh yeah, Crowder's definitely being a huge piece of shit in this video. I don't know that. He seems like an asshole, seems kind of abusive, sure. But I don't know what the fuck the wife is doing. I don't know what agreements they have for stuff in the house. I don't know what they're talking about when he's saying I can't go out of the house at all, I can't go anywhere. I don't know why when she says, I'm gonna take the car and do groceries and I'll be back when I'm back. I don't know what the fuck that means. There's a whole lot of weird coded shit going on here that we just don't have context of.
So I just got sent something by someone. It lists a few different dog medications that are oral medications, and this is for guidance for vet techs and shit. And it's saying if pregnant, ask another employee to fill these medications, and medicate the patients. And if you can't avoid it or if you have to handle it, use double gloves or a special type of thicker chemotherapy gloves. So I think it's pretty reasonable to be like, hey, yeah, maybe don't handle that with just your
don't even know what
gloves and shit. Sure, you don't know. You don't know, but a lot of these things just say pregnant people do not handle.
True.
It doesn't say handle with gloves.
I agree.
It says
I think it probably would have. I think we were looking at dual miscarriage, double homicide if she actually did these. So okay.
No, anything else? Stop. You're being hyperbolic.
No, I agree. I think it was. I think it was potential. I think you should be charged with double homicide. Actually,
nope. You're being a memer because
no, I think so. I really think so.
Have you never seen instructions that say pregnant do not handle? It says do not handle. It doesn't say handle with gloves. It says do not handle. So you can be really upset with her for being like, hey,
you have no idea what kind of if these instructions are on the gloves, right? You understand that you're totally just making this up.
No, not
no
on gloves.
Fucking idea.
No, I'm not making it up. The medicine itself says do not handle. No, I've never seen a medicine that says do not handle with fucking gloves.
I'm sorry. Show me the medicine that they were using. My bad. I didn't know this was already public information.
Wait. We need that level of information. You think she's lying, making it up, and she's just saying, I can't handle any sort of dog medication.
It might just be medication that says handle with care. Use gloves.
No. These fucking medicines that say pregnant women do not handle.
I don't know if that's even the medication. You're saying now you're going to assume that it was saying pregnant women do not handle medication?
I'm assuming yes. I think it's a reasonable assumption with so many medicines being like, hey, pregnant women do not handle. Yes, I think it's pretty reasonable that she's not bullshitting in this clip and I'm just too scared of touching any medicine. It's a medicine that specifically said pregnant women do not handle. So your assumption
is that Crowder specifically wanted her to handle medicine that could potentially... No. Yes, that's what you're saying. No, hold on. There's no wiggle room for you here. You're saying that there is a medication that says pregnant women do not handle, and Crowder's trying to force his wife to give the dog that medication.
Absolutely, you don't get yes. With gloves. Yeah, no, yeah. No, I absolutely do believe that. Yes,
gotcha.
He's saying use gloves, you'll be fine.
Gotcha. That's an insane thing to just say that you know that. You don't even know the medication.
I can't wait for the fucking court case to come out, buddy. And I can't wait for that evidence to come out.
No.
You're gonna be like, oh, it's a post hoc rationalization, and you just assume that. But no, I'm going off of reason.
No, you're not Lycan. Even if you were right, your statements right now are still fucking retarded because you don't know. I'm the only one here saying that that could be the case. It could be the case that it's medication that says do not handle even when pregnant. If that was true, then I would say, wow, Crowder's being a huge fucking asshole here. This should never be the case. But you don't know that right now. A court document is not going to exonerate you later because you have just as much information as I do right now.
I think you are being obtuse.
Okay.
Yeah, especially, again, high risk at around 8 months. Doctors in general will advise women who are at that point with a high-risk pregnancy to kind of lay off of doing things that are too extraneous, doing anything that's too much.
Like giving dogs a medication?
I'm not saying that necessarily that they're disabled or anything like that, but you shouldn't be doing anything that is going to be stressful for you or anything that's going even emotionally stressful for you.
Yeah,
So.
they're in the throes of a divorce. Obviously, that's probably not the best thing, but I mean, like...
I think that I think that you can consult with like maybe some people who work in like women's health and stuff and see what they say.
If you want to bring them on, go for it. I've got one kid. I've seen plenty of pregnant women before. The idea that a woman at 8 months pregnant can't do anything is only some shit I hear from women that have never had a kid in their life. There might be other people like it. I know it's high risk pregnancy. But when you're out here saying things, like she can't give medication to the dogs because she's carrying twins at 8 months. For 2 months, she needs to be bedridden. That might be the case. I've never.
Wait a fucking minute. I did not say bedridden. I said that
you
she
said
should not
strenuous
be
activity.
Yes,
giving a dog a medication is not exerting yourself. Giving a dog a medication is not exerting yourself. Giving a dog medication is not exerting yourself. Giving a dog medication is not exerting yourself.
I said she's not fucking disabled, Destiny. I said she's not fucking disabled.
Do you
acknowledge
that giving a dog medication is not a strenuous activity?
It can be. You don't know if the dogs are gonna freak out. You don't know if the dog is gonna slip up and then you're gonna accidentally hit yourself with a needle or some shit. I don't know what kind of medication.
Wait, now it's an injected. Now it's hypodermic needle medication.
I don't know what kind of medication she's giving to her dog.
I will say
Vets will also prescribe human
giving a dog
medication to dogs for certain conditions, which is not
even
safe
if you have
for
to like
pregnant.
hold the dog down to give it a needle. When they're talking about strenuous activity in pregnancy, they're talking about like don't do CrossFit and shit. They're not talking about like don't go a walk or something. So it's like, as again with the grocery store thing, like that's not strenuous activity. You can go walk around the grocery store for 45 minutes and be fine.
Okay. The only reason why I don't go to the grocery store thing, and I could be wrong, but like and I don't know, dude. Different people complain about everything. The two things that I heard the biggest complaints about were that ankles and feet and shit wouldn't fit in shoes well. That was one thing, and the second thing was that driving in late part pregnancy is really fucking annoying because Rachel always had a scooter seat bag because the steering wheel got in the way. Those are the two most annoying things I hear all the time. Now, maybe other women have different problems and twins are different or whatever. So, but just knowing those two things for me, driving to the grocery store seems infinitely more strenuous and annoying than giving dogs medication.
The dog medication. The dog medication is not even about the strenuous part of it. I don't know how I got caught up on that, but essentially it's what Lycan is saying. There are dog medications. There are pet medications that
they're human medications.
Pregnant, there are human medications.
Yeah, but you don't know what those medications. You don't know what the medications the dog is taking.
Hold on. Let's have a reset moment. Let's have a calm moment. All right. Let's chill. Zen.
What up, babe? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, here's my feeling. My thought.
Tell me.
Give
me your feelings. Yeah.
There are so many medications that pregnant women shouldn't handle.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that we're giving some undue amount of charity to her by assuming that when she's bringing that up to him on the video, that she's just made this up and is being paranoid about all medications.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can you just just answer me this question, okay? Because maybe we changed the way I view things. And maybe I just don't remember it. Was there a point in this video where she was like, Steven, I can't handle that medication. It's dangerous to my pregnancy. Or like, Steven, I don't think I should handle that medication.
So I'm going to be honest, and you can go ahead and meme on me, but let me finish my point before I say it.
Okay.
I haven't seen the video. I've seen a couple transcripts of it. So my understanding was that she said, I can't give him this medication because I'm pregnant. Is that not what was said?
Okay, I'll just rewatch it. Let me just give me a second. I'll just rewatch that part.
I don't know that I remember that. Personally, I don't know that I remember that.
Because I remember reading that him saying forcing her to give a medication that is dangerous for pregnant women to handle. So maybe that's a misinterpretation.
Okay,
we don't know the name of the medicine, but it's because of the fact that that is not an uncommon thing for certain medications, that pregnant women shouldn't handle them. Even things that seem innocuous to us. It doesn't have to be a crazy medication. There are just some that doctors say do not handle if pregnant. So with that being such a reasonable reality, I don't think that we have to go too crazy to be like, okay, well, should this be the case, that it's fucked up. Doesn't mean we can't give deference to the idea that potentially that's not the case, but it often is. So why not say, hey, if that's true, that's pretty shitty, and leave it at that.
That is what I'm saying. That last part, if it's true, that would be shitty. But you have no idea. You don't know.
If that's how you're saying it, Steven, then that's fine. That's dandy. That's good.
Give me 1 second. Let me just listen to this. Hold on.
No. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. It's not fair and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. Raven has become someone that's you day in and day out worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say the wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you to you. I love you. I'm committed to you.
I didn't say day in, day out. Become. Okay. B, C, D. I've never.
You need to just fucking baby. Go, I'll get what you need to get.
Fucking watch it.
Fuck. When did they talk about the dog thing anymore? Was it before this?
Discipline. Oh, no, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back.
You look so hot in those pants.
Just watch from the start? Okay, fuck it. Alright. Ah, Jesus.
Gradual boundary.
He says a bunch at the end. Oh, maybe it's at the end?
You're right, right in that. Become someone that's in it, day in and day out, worthy of a wife, worthy, no matter the wife. I didn't say the wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? I'm gonna just walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs? No, you take that.
Okay. Maybe I missed it, or maybe there's some other secret third video. I don't hear at any point being like, I can't do this, it's toxic. I can't do this, it's harmful for my babies. I don't know where you're even getting...
I think it's pretty easy to infer just from him saying put on the gloves. That,
like, no. Hold on.
You don't think at all that's easy?
Hold on, no, hold on. You guys were claiming that these drugs were so toxic, even gloves wouldn't be enough. That's what you guys were saying.
I'm saying that, no, I said two things. First of all, there are medications where the instructions are for like vet techs and stuff. Hey, have someone else fill this shit. Don't touch it yourself. But I'm also saying that the instructions on these, when you get them for home, it just says do not handle. It never says handle with gloves. It says do not handle. So I'm saying it's reasonable to understand that someone who reads that isn't thinking, oh, well, if I put gloves on, it's fine. It's saying, don't touch it, so I'm not going to touch it. Can you touch this for me? Thank you.
But she never mentions this once. You're completely guessing that.
Okay, you know what? I'll say this. I am guessing that. I am inferring it off the fact that gloves are mentioned for giving the dog medication, so that's the reasonable reason that would happen. I can't think of any other reason someone would be talking about using gloves for the dog's medication.
Maybe it's just because it's a medication that says handle with care. It just says like wear gloves when you're administering this drug to the dog.
I have never, unless you're putting it up its ass, never had that. And I've given dogs a lot of medication, given myself a lot of medication.
Okay, so you're telling me you're so familiar with dog medication, you've heard of medication that a pregnant woman can never handle even with gloves, but then you've never heard of medication that says wear gloves before handling.
Yes, I've never had a medication that was like, do not put this pill in your hand. Anyone, period.
Wait, how do we even know it's a pill? Aren't you supposed to put in, hold on, here's a question. It's been so fucking long. Is there flea shit that you rub on like a dog's butt and then you rub like on the back of their neck or something? Am I making this up?
On the back of their neck, and you do wear that for that.
Okay,
yes.
That's a cream that you put gloves on for, right?
It's a liquid, but yeah. You should put gloves on.
Okay, can pregnant women handle that?
Hold on. Let me check.
Okay, so potentially, and I don't even know, it's been like 20 years since I've seen my grandma do anything with dogs, okay? That's one drug that I remember that you wear gloves on. Can pregnant women not even do that?
Hold on, let me find out.
Okay, sorry, okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to find out what the because like I give pills nowadays, so I don't know what the liquid was called. Frontline. And pregnant women touch frontline. No, for frontline that's fine. Still, I don't know.
Okay.
At the end of the day, dude, I just want to know why you hate pregnant women.
Because I hate children, and
look, I know that like there are a lot of inferences that we're making here, or assumptions we're making here, but I do think that at the very least, Crowder doesn't look like a healthy relationship at that point.
It doesn't look like a healthy relationship.
No, you just
they're literally in 1 week from this video. He's getting a divorce attorney. No shit, okay. It doesn't look like a healthy relationship.
Why are you being an asshole about it? I'm trying to make a middle ground with you. Okay?
I don't want a middle ground with you. Your position is totally incoherent. I don't want to share a middle ground with you.
You're a fucking retard.
You guys just came in here and told me that there's a plethora of dog medications that will cause a woman to fucking rocket launch her out her fucking fetuses if she even comes in remote contact with it.
No. I never said what happens if you fucking doesn't touch the medicine.
Okay, 60% of twin pregnancies can result or do result in a premature birth. It is completely reasonable that she is being extremely cautious at that point about what medication she's handling, what things she's handling in her life. It is absolutely incredibly understandable.
What does this have to do with giving a dog a medication?
You're talking about things that are at risk to her pregnancy.
You don't know if it's a risk, though. You're just making that up.
Yeah, no, I'm not making it up. Again, there are articles written about this for pregnant women.
You don't know what medication?
I don't, because I'm not.
So you're making it up
right now.
No, you are making it up. It might be a medication that's totally safe. Oh, do you know what medication she was going to give him?
I don't know. No, I don't.
Okay, then you're making it up. That's what making it up means. You're fantastically fabricating a story.
Destiny's shilling for Crowder because he wants to be like the contrarian in the situation.
I'm shilling for him because Steven spelled with a V stick together, okay?
Yeah.
All these
Destiny
PHs.
just likes taking the unpopular take, and he's doing it again with this one.
True,
so all of a sudden,
exactly.
The winning criticism is from the conservative side, okay? He's an L man because he let his marriage fall apart. He doesn't have 2 cars for her. He can't pick up the fucking dog shit for the last 2 months. Like, that's why I criticize him for it, because if he's out here being a Christian conservative man as another Christian, I don't want him leading other Christian young men.
That's great, but it has absolutely fuck all to do with anything we were just talking about. But thank you for that input.
Yeah, well, it does show that he's abusive.
Probably, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Exactly, and it's not an unreasonable request to not want to put the dog medication in the ass of the dog.
Maybe you don't know. You don't know if it's. You have no idea. Why is it so hard for you fucking retards? Just wait for more information.
Because
there's literally
absolutely
there's literally no reason. No, hold on. No.
I'll tell you.
Tell me why we have to have an opinion right now.
Because you in the past have sat here and said, I can perfectly understand why parents are overprotective to the point of irrationality when it comes to their kids, and you have somebody who's late term, 8 months, when apparently she's had miscarriages before, so she's extra fucking paranoid potentially. And then you're like, wow, there's no reason. In other words, like, yeah, it's actually very sensible. And I know a lot of parents would have the same reaction to anything that may even potentially be a risk.
Okay, if you just want to tell me you've got an irrational fucking snow bunny protective feeling because she's pregnant, that's fine. Then just say that. Then say, Steven, I am being fucking retarded, but at least I'm acknowledging it. It's because I see a white woman crying, it makes me sad. That's fine. If you want to have that opinion, then that's fine. That's fine.
It's because women are retarded, okay?
That's fine.
That's okay.
That's fine.
I do think women are children.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what parents do. Parents are irrationally protective of their children.
Wait, hold on. There is no. What are you talking? This has nothing to do with. We're talking about a pregnant woman and a man. We're not looking at a kid getting abused here. I don't know where this point is coming from.
Because you don't think a pregnant woman is the same as a parent in terms of how overprotective she is of their future child?
We don't even know what she's being asked to do, bro. What if the medication is giving a pill to a dog? You have no idea.
A pill to a dog, again, a lot of those pills can't be touched. Or there are a number of pills that can't be touched by pregnant women. It's on the instructions. Do not handle if pregnant.
Yeah.
True.
This is an L take, my guy.
I agree. You guys are all on.
I don't know. Wait, hold on.
It's so funny that you guys, like, you fucking retards, can watch the Amber Heard Johnny Depp shit get repeated like 50 million times over, and they're like, "Oh, there's nothing we could have done. I have no fucking idea." But here you are, like, willing to wheel out like 50 million assumptions on a 3-minute video being leaked that is like intentionally trying to make one side look bad. You're like, "Oh, nothing fishy here. That's absolutely everything I'm saying," despite the fact that the video itself isn't even edited. The video itself isn't even edited.
No one here is saying that, like, there's another side or two sides. We're talking about what we're seeing.
He's lying. He's lying. It hasn't been edited.
Wait, what am I lying
about the video? You want to know the truth about the video? It's a ring light. Sometimes movement stops and then the video just stops. It happens. These things record and stop. You don't even know if it's been edited. Sometimes the videos just come out that way.
X.
They're literally moving the entire time of the video. This is the most cope-takeable time. Maybe in the middle of them moving in the video, they randomly cut 40 seconds out.
This is incredibly disingenuous because we seeded earlier in this conversation that there could be other things going on in this marriage, that there could have been other things that have happened before this, right? But we're talking about what is reasonable within this 3-minute span, right? And I think it is perfectly reasonable for a woman who is 8 months pregnant, who is a high-risk pregnancy, who is worried about, premature.
Yes, we've heard you give the pregnant women retarded baby talking points a million times. Yeah.
Yeah. We heard that one. That's a good one, though. It's a good one. I like it.
Why are the babies retarded?
it's the same because you guys are bringing these talking points without having any idea what the medication is or anything. You're just like saying it over and over again because a white pregnant woman like crying like sets you into a fucking frenzy.
Hey, if she was,
I will not lie. I'm
still...
actually biased against white women, so me making this defense actually leads credence to her because, like, you know, me and white women. So, like, I think if I'm advocating for her, there's something really suspicious going on.
You guys need to stop bringing up the high-risk pregnancy thing as a defense for, like, or like to defend the idea that she can't do anything. She was already willing to go to.
She can't do anything. I never.
Stardust,
said
shut up. Let me make my point first. All right.
By the way,
like,
don't tell her to shut up. She doesn't need to do that. Just say, hold
okay,
on,
well,
she
could just not cut me off. All right. So basically, like, yeah, she's high risk, but we don't know why she's high risk. Carrying multiples is enough to categorize you as high risk, but high risk means a lot of different things, right? You could be high risk for a number of different medical reasons. So, and she was already willing to go to the grocery store. So any sort of argument about like, oh, well, she doesn't want to exert herself too much, or, you know, she's too pregnant, she's carrying twins, like doing physical anything is too much. Well, no, she's already willing to do errands. Like, let's not pretend like she can't.
No,
I don't think she was going grocery shopping. I think she was getting away from him.
Contention? Wait, hold on. Wasn't the whole contention that he didn't want her to take the car to go grocery shopping? Like, she was going grocery shopping. She didn't want him to. He didn't want her to take the car. He wanted her to take the Uber.
You have no reason why that's the case, though, right?
No, was that not said explicitly?
Yeah, he wanted her to take the Uber, and I think that it's crazy to make her take an Uber when if you want to go to the gym, it's
you don't know that. There could be a
million different
circumstances.
No, this was drive your woman around. You don't let your woman drive.
What he specifically said, right, was that, oh, I might want, I can't go see my parents. I can't go to the gym. If I don't have this car, right? It is much easier to do errands using a car, and it's much easier to go to the gym doing an Uber. I don't understand why he can't just.
I don't even know if that's true.
Yeah, you have no idea what sort of arrangement they have when it comes to the car. There could be reasons why he needs access to the car, and she doesn't necessarily need access to a car. It could be easier for her to just get an Uber.
He gave the reasons why he didn't want her to take the car. We don't have to speculate about that.
Yeah, but you don't know the context for why those things.
It doesn't matter what the context is.
That's an L. Multi-millionaire without multiple cars can't just hand one over and get somebody. He's got all these employees and he can't set that up. Now you're a fucking.
Well, he has to go so fast between friends.
And I also say she had a miscarriage in 2020. It is not irrational for her and her particular medical history to be extra paranoid about anything, considering she loves her
having a miscarriage has nothing to do with whether or not she can take a fucking Uber.
What would be the medication? Are you a fucking retard? If you lose a child, yeah, you become extra paranoid about everything. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Then why did she want to go? Abba, you're not going to be able to. Abba, you won't answer this question.
If somebody who lost a kid,
then why did she want to go grocery shopping then?
Who said she didn't?
No, make him answer that. 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 You're dragged out. Answer that question. Why did she want to go grocery shopping?
She didn't.
Wait, then why is she offering to go grocery shopping?
Because he's forcing her. The only way she can take the car is if she runs errands for him. She wanted to get away. And he said, I need errands. I need this. I need that. So she said, fine. If I can just get the fuck away from you, then I'll go get your fucking groceries.
Okay,
That's why she gave an unspecified time for her return.
Then why wouldn't she just, like, Uber to her parents' house? And, like, not come back.
She offered to get somebody to give her a ride.
Okay, but there...
And then he had an issue with that.
Her parents don't live in the same state. Her parents are in, like, Michigan or some shit.
No, that's my question.
She's 8 months pregnant. Just give her the fucking car.
It's not... We don't... The thing I'm saying is you don't know. Why couldn't she just Uber to her parents' house?
If she's 8 months pregnant, your duty as the husband is to just give her the fucking car.
Okay, so you have no answer. You have no answer. You have no answer. You have no fucking answer. You just have no idea. Your duty is like just take an Uber somewhere.
Yeah.
You want to get away.
I would not want my 8-month pregnant wife to get in a fucking Uber. I would feel very unsafe about that whole scenario. Yeah.
There's some stranger in the car with your pregnant wife.
Yeah. Is that crazy? Is that stupid?
Yeah, it is fucking retarded, yeah. My pregnant wife can't take Ubers anymore because somebody might fucking kill her. Like, what?
Yeah.
My guess is going to be that Steven Crowder probably has a higher chance of getting killed in an Uber than a pregnant lady. But who knows, you know?
I couldn't imagine being a grown man and demanding your wife take an Uber when she's 8 months pregnant when you have a car that's available and you can take an Uber or get one of your lame employees to drive you around the whole fucking day.
Yeah, you're a
I don't
fucking
know.
loser,
I don't know
and
if
you're
he can
degenerate
just
if you
take.
do that.
I don't know if he
Absolutely.
can just take an Uber, right? I don't know what his. I
Why
don't know-
can't he? Why can't he?
Because he's got a fucking heart surgery next month. I don't know if he's on some weird fucking restrictions. If he's not supposed to be around other fucking
Uber's
people.
gonna fuck with your heart?
Because it might be because it's fucking COVID. You fucking retard. What are you talking about? The whole fucking world is fucking crazy.
She's pregnant. She's
COVID
pregnant.
COVID can fuck with
No.
a
Let me
pregnancy
understand
too.
this. He complains he can't go to the gym. He complains he can't go to see his parents or whatever the fuck it is, so he doesn't want to get in an Uber. But then he wants to take a ride to go to these places with public people all around where he might get COVID.
I don't know if he wants to take a ride to those public places. What are you talking about?
Steven, you very often are like, hey, I'm an adult. I've had a lot of life experience compared to a lot of people in this space. So you make some rational inferences from things. It's pretty rational inference that when he's listing off, like, I can't go see my parents, I can't go to the gym, or I can't go see my friends, he's just listing off excuses for why he doesn't want her to take the car, not things he actually has planned and intends to do.
Here's the only difference. I don't know why I'm repeating this shit, okay? What you're saying could be right, but you won't acknowledge that it could be wrong. It might be the
I'm
case
happy
that...
to acknowledge it could be wrong, but I want you to take a
that's-
fucking firmer stance on what you think it might be.
I don't know what it could be because I don't have any more information than an edited 3-minute video, Lycan. It might be that he can't go to any of those places because it's COVID time and he's got a surgery scheduled in a couple weeks. That could be the case. Or it could be that he's just really controlling and he's finding excuses to keep his wife in the house. I don't know. It could be that they only have one car because he doesn't want his wife driving anywhere because he's abusive. Or it could be that they have 2 cars and one's in the shop. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. But what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't come out here and stake my whole reputation on this because I'm so fucking dick hungry to shit on Crowder. And then all of a sudden Cork Docs come out and I go, oh, whoop, looks like I made a whole bunch of fucking assumptions. By the way, for no reason, because there's literally no reason right now where you have to make an assumption on this, right? You just say like, oh shit, I don't know, a lot of stuff could have happened. The video that came out looks pretty bad. Looks like he's shitting on his wife. Looks like he's saying some shit that he doesn't say, that he shouldn't be saying. That seems to be the case. But there's also a lot of information we don't know. The video is edited and it's leaked to a publication that's explicitly trying to make him look bad in an 8-figure fucking divorce case. How fucking retarded do you have to be to take all of that at face value?
Yes. Okay, but we're not putting him to the sword. We're not saying he needs to go to jail. What I'm saying is in consideration of the values that he espouses as a good Christian man who says he loves marriages and all this stuff, everything he exemplified in that video flew in the face of that.
Yeah,
There's
no
nothing
shit, yes.
Christ-like about Andy's behavior. So my criticism of him is not one of like legal condemnation. I just think morally, I think what he did is fucking garbage. That's it, period. I don't, all this other talk about things might exonerate him after. There's nothing that could exonerate
No
him.
one.
From
Good
the
thing
values
nobody said he was going to get exonerated. I don't know who you're talking to in here. Okay, nobody said he could be exonerated.
Okay, then lessen how bad it looks when it comes to the fact that his values are not being lived up to in the stuff that he showed. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you
Him
give a fuck
hiring
if
that
he's
divorce
living
lawyer
no,
while he's over
no.
there having his little fucking dick measuring contest on public platform to like do some PR shit is not very Christ-like when he's talking about, oh, the Texas is a no-fault divorce, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, you hired a divorce.
You don't give a fuck about him living up to his values. You came in here because you wanted to defend a pregnant woman. You were saying that's what parents feel like.
You want to know why?
If that's what you want to switch to, then that's fine. Sure.
I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you because last time when we had a conversation and I was saying I really admire the fact that Ben Shapiro, irrespective of my political differences, lives the values that he has, I was showing him love for that. Why can't I have that same kind of attitude towards Crowder when he's not doing the same?
You can, but that wasn't the argument you came in here with. The argument you came in here with was, oh my God, pregnant woman, this is horrible. If you would have come in here and said, like, wow, it's pretty hypocritical that Steven Crowder seems like he's treating his wife horribly and they're having all these problems in their relationship, even though he's a Christian conservative man, of course I'd agree with you. Now, no shit, that looks horrible. Obviously, that's true.
It's perfectly reasonable to say that in the video, what we see, it has signs of abuse, for sure.
Yeah,
right?
obviously, of course.
But to make this like moral condemnation of him as a person, as if he never lives his moral, you're taking 3 minutes of his life during a very like tumultuous period of his life during a fucking divorce. And you're gonna judge his character like for
I will
in totality. I think that's pretty fucked up. I think if anybody took 3 minutes of you living up to your morals, you would feel pretty miffed. I don't know.
Listen, there's a giant difference between some random 3-minute video and you doing that to your wife when she's pregnant, late term with twins after having a miscarriage. Completely fucking different scenario. Sorry, buddy. I don't think those two things are the same thing. I would not judge someone because they had a bad interaction with their parent. But if your parents fucking knocked unconscious and you do fucked up shit to them while they're there or saying stuff, I would probably judge you completely different.
What the fuck is that comparison?
You can't make statements like, oh, he doesn't live his values. He didn't live those values in that clip. Sure.
I'm talking about how you treat somebody in an incredible, vulnerable
The comparison
state
for a pregnant woman is somebody knocked unconscious getting raped? Like, what the fuck?
What? I didn't say raped. What the fuck?
What do you mean doing things to somebody while they're knocked unconscious?
Maybe this is the way that you're addressing them, whatever it is that you're saying to these people when they're in a vulnerable state. That's what I was trying to allude to, not fucking raping them.
Okay, I don't know what you do to people when they're unconscious, but okay. My bad.
Oh.
That's what I would do.
All I was trying to allude to is the fact that somebody's in a vulnerable state, and then how you treat them in that moment. So the way people treat old people, for example, when they're extremely dependent on them, I judge people off of that. Those are things I might judge someone off. And I would say that when it comes to a woman in that kind of scenario, I would judge the way that he's treating her based off the fact that she's in that scenario.
It's very obvious for the woman that she's in a vulnerable place, but you have no idea if he is in a, like, not obviously similarly vulnerable place, but you have no idea the context of his life outside of that 3-minute clip. He could be in a vulnerable place for a number of different reasons as well. But you don't care about that because you just see a pregnant woman and you have all the sympathy in the world for her, but you're not willing to look at the guy's side.
The emphasis
or
when giving a take on this should
imagine any possible world where there's context that might change the way that you see this.
There is not only not a problem with it, should be expected that we commenting on this acknowledge like, hey, we're only getting one side. This shit looks edited, though I think Abba's point is fine because I used to have a Ring camera.
No. To be clear, Abba's point is nonsense. There's movement on the camera while these little 8-second cuts are being made. It's clearly edited. Like the Ring thing is a huge cope. The Ring thing is a huge cope. She's literally moving on the video when these little cuts are happening. Okay?
Even then, even if Steven's point is right, the point is that it is good to give deference to the idea that, hey, we're only getting one side. There's a reason for these people to leak this shit. Like, we should be cognizant of that. That should be 25% of it. The 75% emphasis should be on, hey, this is some fucked up looking behavior. But the thing is, I think the issue that people are pushing back on, it seems a little 50-50.
I think it's more like 90-10. But I mean, hey, there's some more added context that might change my mind.
There are unknown variables. Destiny just wants you to just agree. I think Abba, just you at this point, that like your narrative, it makes sense, it's logical, it's plausible, but it rests on inferences that you're making, and you're leaping at some
not only is Abba's narrative logical and plausible, it's probably true. Statistically speaking, what Abba said is probably right.
Yes, and that's what they wanted to hear from you, Destiny. Can you say that again?
That was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's because you're too retarded to listen to what I'm saying, because you can only see 100%, 50%, or 0%, because that's what most humans process. All I'm saying is wait for additional information, just like I did with Rittenhouse, just like I did with like fucking Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Wait for more information. There's no reason to jump on a conclusion 100% right now. What you're saying is probably true. Crowder's a piece of shit publicly. He's had a lot of issues with coworker shit in the past, and he's got a fucking defunct marriage. He's another conservative with issues. What you're saying is probably true. He's probably a piece of shit. He's probably manipulative. That could be true. But there could also be more to the video. Why do you jump to a conclusion right now and look like an asshole if more information is released that makes you look like a fucking moron? There's no reason for it.
And that has happened to you, hasn't it, Abba? I've heard that like you guys have put up videos that you've had to take down because details you guys leapt to some conclusions and more details.
Yeah, but those were leaps. This is more like a little hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a little hopscotch. That's not much of a
You're literally seeing an intentional.
Crowder
I'm willing
did
to
the
jump,
legwork,
but it just can't be the grand canyon.
Enough little jumps is a leap, right?
Like, it's so funny. You guys don't realize you are seeing an intentional leak from one party to a potentially $50 million lawsuit, and you're like, oh yeah, it edited. Oh, that's the ring light. Like, it's crazy. You guys just look at that like, yeah, 100% everything in this video is as it is, right? Like, that's just wild to me. But
who said that? Who said
you
that?
Definitely have, okay? You're
Definitely
the worst offender in here, okay?
Definitely not.
I only jumped in here because I thought you were... I didn't realize you were being hyperbolic, but you were when you said that their narrative didn't make sense or was illogical, because I thought it followed pretty well. The idea...
Wait, hold on. I never said that.
Yeah, you know, he said he realized you didn't say that, so he fucked up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The whole
Don't
time,
worry,
it looks...
man. I'll translate for you.
Well, no, you did say the words, this narrative doesn't make any sense, it's illogical, but I'm
Wait, what did I say that in
now,
reference to?
To Stardust and Lycan talking about how the reason that she's being told to put on gloves is because the medicine might be toxic. And
I don't think I said it was illogical. I thought I was saying that they just have no proof for it.
No, I think you said it didn't make any sense.
Oh, sure, it doesn't make sense because they're making a ton of assumptions about the dog medication that they don't know about or whatever.
Well,
right?
the story does make sense. They're saying that they're inferring, the inference that they're making is that he's telling her to put the gloves on because the medicine is toxic. And by your own statement, you said that going to the grocery store would be harder than giving the dog medicine. So why would she prefer to do that?
Oh,
so these two things in conjunction.
Sure, that's true. So when they were saying, for instance, like it was too physically strenuous to give the dog medication, but it wasn't too physically strenuous to go to the grocery store. That doesn't seem to make sense to me. Yes. Okay.
No, and I wouldn't say that at all.
That was a stupid point. Sure, 100%.
No, it's not stupid. No, if the idea is that going to the grocery store is harder, yet she would rather do it in conjunction with the idea that Crowder wants her to put on gloves to do the task that he wants her to do, then it can be inferred that it's because the medicine might be toxic to her, especially in conjunction with all the other things. Yeah. The fact that it's a twin pregnancy, the fact that she's had a miscarriage before.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually curious.
Good to see you guys.
What are some wifey duties What are some wifely duties that you think a woman should be expected to do while she's 8 months pregnant with twins?
Person that's 8 months pregnant can still do most every normal thing they could in their life, aside from strenuous activity like maybe lifting crazy stuff or anything that's going to cause like a crazy elevated heart rate. So for instance, like things like they could probably still do the laundry, they could probably still do dishes, assuming it's like a mild-mannered, well-behaved dog, probably still like walk the dog and stuff like that. These are things that a wife should probably be able to do, probably up until a couple weeks probably before delivering, we might guess.
The only correct answer here is
the only thing I'll caveat a little bit is I haven't known anybody who was pregnant with twins. So maybe with twins, maybe that is different. But for the 3 women that I've known that were pregnant, they worked up until about the day before they gave birth, and they were
being
generally
pregnant
fine.
with twins definitely can change things, but not necessarily. There are women that carry multiples, even up to triplets, and have a completely normal pregnancy with no sort of like extra stress put on them outside, like as if it was like a normal pregnancy. It's completely different for every woman.
Yeah, but Abba also brought up that she has a history of miscarriages, right?
Yeah, but
we don't even know why she had that miscarriage.
Exactly, you have no idea why the miscarriage happened, which could be for a number of different reasons, right? And that could the reason why she had a miscarriage could be completely like unrelated to this pregnancy.
Well, yeah, but we also know that on average, when people have twins, like they're more likely to have premature births, right?
Plus, she had already had miscarriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is that relevant?
It's relevant because if she's trying to avoid that, if she's trying to avoid,
you can't avoid going into labor early by just like not giving a dog a pill or not going to the grocery store, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
The pill thing, I mean, I don't know what the exact causes are, but I think the pill thing, it's not unreasonable to go look up what the possible causes are. I assume miscarriage or birth defects are both.
Well, we don't even know what pill it was, so why would I look up what possible side effects could happen from some possible pills?
I'm just thinking about, I can't imagine anyone being like, hey, I can't give my fucking dog NexGard for no reason when NexGard doesn't say pregnant women don't handle, right?
Well, but she might also, it might be the case that she's like a lazy piece of shit. We don't know that, though. We have no idea. It could be the case that he's a piece of shit and it is a harmful medication. And maybe this is his way of, like, fucking with her. Maybe he's like, you know, go give the dog the fucking medication, okay? We'll see what happens, right? Maybe he actually drove her to have her last miscarriage because it was so heavily stress-induced. And maybe because they're on the verge of divorce, he's trying to get her to do fucked up shit that might result in a miscarriage. So he's only on the hook for even more child support. Maybe. I don't know, right? All of that is possible.
You know what's possible?
What?
You're the handsomest man in the world.
I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you and Abba. I'm calling you both out for my next celebrity boxing match. And in my corner, okay, it's gonna be over every issue we've ever debated over. Okay, we're gonna box and we're gonna put on the line all the topics we've debated. Whoever wins the fight wins those debate topics. Okay.
Deal.
Fuck you. How's life going, Abba?
Well, I'm actually just reading up on this. I was actually. Because I realized like no one here has been pregnant before, so I'm just curious to read up on like what are some activities.
Don't assume my gender.
Are you assuming? Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Okay, here come the cringe.
Wait, hold on, real quick. American Nacho, did you say? Do you have kids?
Yeah.
What was your wife's condition like before she delivered? How many kids do you have? 2, or was it 1?
I have 1.
Okay.
She was pretty chill. I mean, she took off work on purpose, so she was just doing like house stuff, and then yeah, I mean, I was doing like most of the shit right at the end. I mean, that's just me. Sure. You know, I'm not a little bitch like Crowder. You know what I mean? I was picking up the dog poop.
Nice, John.
What I read up online is I think everything becomes exponentially more difficult for a lot of like just data. Like everything just takes longer. You're out of breath faster. So it seems like just regular stuff that was just normal before is just much more strenuous due to the weight. And I imagine the complication with having twins as a result is that it's even more so compacted.
Probably, yeah.
Again, potentially, yeah, the potential there exists for sure because of having multiples, but it's not always the case. It's not necessarily.
My women always have multiples.
Damn.
Wow, nice guys. How we all doing today? Glad we got the gang together for a good shouting match.
Yeah, we don't disagree enough, so come on, just do that.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Did you offer to talk to Kidology about her takes on Twitter? Or
Fuck no.
what's going on there?
Absolutely not. If she wants to, we can, but I don't think she'll want to.